Sherrill, can you talk a little bit about the work you're doing on cross-platform?
Yes, and it's a good thing that you asked because one of the studies that we released most recently was done by Bain and Company, and of course it's a different kind of research. It's more the B2B area, and they interviewed 700 marketers to find out what this industry needs to do to garner better share of dollars for brand advertising. The study's called Building Brands Online, and one of the clear findings was marketers truly desire creative, innovative, cross-platform opportunities. And again, it plays back to some of what we've talked about earlier in this interview about all of the wonderful opportunities digital presents, but the fact that there is room for buying media and creating marketing plans that are certainly not in isolation or restricted to one medium. So the reality is the big ideas that use digital and traditional media together are ones that can win. And in addition to that, since we are aware of the value that cross-platform brings to the business, we have been looking at proposals we've received in response to an RFP for a study on digital video and television advertising and how the two work together. The second initiative that is underway is we are working with market share partners exploring prototypical media mix and marketing mix modeling, and we are going to be looking at a number of key verticals and isolating what's prototypical within those verticals and how the mix of media work together. So all of these are really major initiatives, and we're hoping that the research gives us the kind of insight that will permit us to really make some headway in the marketplace and permit us to give some insights to our members and the broader advertising and marketing community.
So Sherrill, can you give me 3 predictions for the next 5 years?
Yes. If the economy recovers, I would say that it's a matter of less than 2 years before digital media begin to capture much larger share. It does not engage in predictions, but since this is kind of a one-on-one, it's not an official IAB prediction, it's a Sherrill Maine Thinks prediction. The other thing is, again, I'll say it again, and I never tire of my mantra, the screen's the thing. So within 5 years, we will see all manner of screen changing how people use media and mix media, and some of the developments that are already announced and some that will come on the heels of what's already announced will probably change the way people watch TV, the way they read books and magazines, and the way they use the internet. And that's definitely in a 5-year timeline. How many am I supposed to do? 3?
Yes, one more.
Third one. I believe that professionally, practitioners of digital media and traditional media, particularly television, and particularly those who deal in the land of metrics and in research, will find themselves grappling with a whole new medium that both can help build together. I don't think the silos will continue. I think there will be a convergence of skills that are going to be necessary to build and manage this new medium.
Charlene, I know the IAB has worked with Harvard Business School and has done a study called The Value of Ad-Supported Internet. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is in all likelihood the study that I've done here at the IAB that I am most proud of, and I'll explain why. We've done some wonderful work with Bain and Company. As a matter of fact, we've done 2 studies with them that truly informed the industry about dynamics that were below the surface that are very important for managing the businesses. However, the Harvard Business Study is something that I'm so proud of because it looks at our entire U.S. economy, and it was launched prior to the recession, and it was launched with the notion of defining what the internet advertising economy is, evaluating how many jobs are associated with it, how much it contributes to our economy, whether or not there are jobs throughout the country and in which congressional district. And it truly is the first, the only, and the most systematic way of looking at this, and the findings were groundbreaking. 1.2 million jobs that are in internet advertising per se in a more strictly defined way, 2.1% of GDP, 3.1 million jobs in the entire ecosystem that is associated with the folks who create the ads, place the ads, do the advertising, jobs in every congressional district in this country. When one looks at how the internet has changed the face of small business, has empowered people of every age, every race, both genders, to become small business owners, how the internet has empowered people who might not have had an article published in a major publication, but now have networks that publish them, networks of bloggers, that businesses all over the country have thrived because they could become digital businesses when bricks and mortars were no longer sustaining them. If you look at all of that and you think about what it takes to map that out conceptually and to back it up with hard data, that's what this study does. There are social benefits to the ad-supported internet ecosystem that are also discussed in there, and I mentioned some of them: empowering people to have their own businesses, empowering people to write and be heard and seen and speak and create communities. It's sort of an amazing thing. It has completely transformed the economy and the social system surrounding the economy.
So Sherrill, have I left anything out? Is there anything that you would like to add?
Actually, the one thing I would like to add, and this is something that I would like to address to the research community, particularly to the younger researchers: do not, under any circumstances, forget that you're in the business of generating insights. Do not get trapped in the paralysis of analysis. Please always think clearly and always go about your analytical tasks with one question in mind, above and beyond getting the data correct. Never make mistakes with data, but above and beyond that, always be guided by, what does this mean?